and really almost could have sealed the tie. Charlotte missing a penalty, so that gives Vietnam a little bit of hope coming into this. Remember a couple of shots from Quang Hai as well coming back off the frame of the goal, so they know they have the tools there. We'll go through the lineups a little bit later on, but I can tell you it's going to be an attacking Vietnam side, and they know what they need to do.
These two sides have a habit of getting to the semi-finals. Both of them have been times each out of the 12 editions of the AFF Suzuki Cup. The hard part, of course, is going that one step further. Thailand have done it 8 out of those 10 times. Vietnam, only 3. And they're up against it today. Can they overturn the odds and history to get themselves into that final? And I tell you, with the crowd and in the mood we're in, hold your breath. There's going to be some fantastic renditions here of those national anthems. This stadium, reminder, is only 20% full because of COVID restrictions. It's a sellout 10,000 crowd here, and they're certainly making their presence felt as we look at the starting 11s. First off with Thailand, and they make 2 changes from that first leg. Titipan comes in as well as Patompon. Both of them have not necessarily been able to nail down starting places, but there you can see Titipan in that part of that diamond, and Patompon is going to keep Tirasin company up top. Tirasin Dangda, of course, looking to extend his record as all-time top scorer in the AFF Suzuki Cup. 2 players that make way. Tanawat, so much talked about him, man who plies his trade with Leicester, has yet to make a competitive match for them. And Superchok, not in the starting 11 today. He did get on the receiving end of a lot of hard tackles in that first leg. Here are your 2 skippers. On your right-hand side from Vietnam, Huy Ngoc Khai, and left, arguably the most impressive player in Southeast Asia, Chanatip Songkrasin, who scored the 2 goals. Could have and probably should have had a hat-trick. Might have been a contentious penalty. He still had a job to do and put it away, and he failed to do it. Now when we look at the Vietnamese lineup, they make 5 changes from that first leg. One of them is enforced. Huy Tien Dung comes back into the centre of defence. Ho Tan Tai also returns. Ha Dung Chin, the striker, makes his first start. He's joined by Pan Van Duk, the other out-and-out striker that they've got, Win Tien Lin. They're going for it here today. Vietnam, they know they have to, but it's a familiar 3-4-3. Win Van Tuan, Win Kong Phong, Win Tuan An Van Tan, who has been impressive as a wing-back. And Zodzuiman is the big miss here. He has suffered a dislocated shoulder. Will be out for a couple of months. Jakob Ibrahim from Jordan is the man in the middle. And we'll talk about that in a short while. But first, Roshan, your thoughts on those lineups?
I think for Thailand, it's a case of not really needing to change too many things because, you know, with just a bit more energy, with Titipan in there, his ability to get box to box, make those late runs into the area. Patampon in those forward positions. You know, we spoke about replacing Super Chok, who took a few heavy knocks in that first leg, perhaps not quite fit enough. But for Park Hang-seo, the man right there, I think he's put out a very attacking lineup here. You think of Quang Hai operating in those central midfield positions, but he'll get licensed to get forward as well. Duc Chin, Tien Lin, Van Duc, all very pacey in those forward areas. Good mobility, nice combination play in those attacking positions as well. So he's definitely looking to try and make a mark early on, looking for those goals.
So much talked about here, the referee. He will certainly be under the microscope after not hearing per se, but what's been going on. And Park Hang-seo spent a large time talking about VAR, or the lack of it. If you're to believe some press reports, that is apparently going to happen in the next edition. And there he is, Park Hang-seo, but he was absolutely furious with some of the decisions that he felt went against Thailand. Could be a very welcome distraction technique.
Yeah, you know, focusing on things outside his control, really. Perhaps no questions about the setup or how they performed in that game against Thailand. Yes, there are decisions that have gone against them, and I think the refereeing, the officiating has been in the spotlight in this competition over the last few days or so. So there's a bit of pressure on the team of officials here, but you control what you can to the best of your ability.
So here we go then. Vietnam get us underway against Thailand. Vietnam playing in white today. They will give it absolutely everything. Tien Lin, get a little touch on. He's got Hao Duc Chin up there for company. Looking at those stats, not too much between them. Thailand scored more goals than Vietnam, but look at the number of shots on target.
Yeah, that's a big difference there, that shooting accuracy. Vietnam only about 32%. Thailand at 56% in this competition. And that's been the issue for Vietnam, I think, you know, especially when the group stages where they created opportunities, especially when you think back to that game against Laos and that game against Indonesia. Partly reasons why they're here against Thailand in the semi-finals rather than potentially playing against them in the final of the competition.
Park Hang-seo maintained he didn't care who they had to meet. Yeah, that's necessarily something necessarily in their control. Patampon trying to slip that through. There's going to be no quarter given today as well from both sides. They're trying to get that up quickly to their strikers, aren't they? Here's Narubarin, who's been one of their outstanding performers. Now to Kritsada, who's taken that first time.
You already see the approach there from Vietnam, pressing very high up. Quang Hai starting in the center of midfield, but he'll be given that license to get forward. Already pushing forward to provide support in those pressing moments for Vietnam. Adrenaline-filled match that we had yesterday. Who's to say that it won't happen again? They must be taking some kind of inspiration, Singapore, Roshan, yesterday from what was almost a miracle at Kallang from Singapore. The 9 men almost pulling off something impossible. 2-0. If you really think about it, it's not as difficult. You've still got 90 minutes to go and get at least 2 goals. There's a long way. There's a long way in this match, and there's plenty of time for them to do it. And yes, they probably would have been watching on and thinking, that Singapore, you know, if with 9 players almost winning that game against Indonesia, minutes away from sealing their place in the final, could do it, then Vietnam with full 11 players on the pitch, and hopefully it stays that way. Yeah.
That's a very good point. Certainly don't want that to be an issue here as Vietnam are pressing well. Winning the ball back, slip through, across the goal, Beer is there. It's still alive for Vietnam. And it's straight into the very grateful arms of the goalkeeper from Wing Quang Hai.
Great start from Vietnam, wonderful. Ball just slipped in behind by Hoang Duc for Ho Tan Thai. And the shot going straight into the arms of Chad Chai.
Okay, just turning the ball's coming through, and Beer had to get that cleared away. Had to just interject there because things were happening fast. Russian, they are winning the ball back high up the pitch, putting that pressure on, aren't they?
Well, we expected this, and I'm sure Thailand would have expected this as well. Vietnam are all over them at the moment.
This was the kind of start Thailand had against Vietnam in that first leg.
That's right. Bit of a role reversal here.
They are pumped up here. He's playing it cool, Park Hang-seo at the moment. Flat from Quang Hai. Chanatip gets it away. Only as far as Bui Tien Dung, who's, as far as Vietnam are concerned, thankfully back from injury just in time to replace Do Duy Man.
You know, from a neutral's perspective, there could be a few out there. An early goal from Vietnam would
pile that pressure on. Wouldn't it be great to see what happens? The reaction from Thailand. And in fact, Polking actually said, Roshan, he put his hand out. It's refreshing. He said he kind of made a mistake in the second half. And he told them to keep it contained, and we were looking at that as well and looking at what they were doing, and they were sitting back a little bit. And he said Vietnam don't like to press so much, so we allowed them to try and do it. But they're doing a good job of it here. Returning that ball in, looking across to the referee, who's uninterested in that foul on Pong Hong Dui. An expectant look as soon as he went down. The wing back, nice touch on there from Quang Hai. They've lost control there. Quang Duc back with Vietnam. Prince Sutter can't clear. Beer is in the way.
Well, they can't get out at the moment, Thailand. Such is the pressure and the desire of Vietnam to press and counter-press. Thitipan losing the ball twice in succession. And the ball played across to the right-hand side of the box.
Oh, that was an acrobatic attempt there from Ha Duc Chin.
Ha Duc Chin.
Game's moving on very quickly.
Here's Tirasid. Yeah, Polking was saying he was going to stick to his attacking principles today. Haven't been able to show any of that yet. Foul on Chanatip.
Well, this is what I was interested in looking at tonight in this game here, because first leg Chanatip was given freedom in behind Vietnam's midfield to create all sorts of issues. Now it seems like Hoang Duc has been told, make sure you keep a close eye on him. If he moves too far wide, pass him on, and someone has got to be alert to that to pick him up in those positions, because that diamond midfield of Thailand worked wonders in the first leg. It was incredible the way they were able to use it to really break through Vietnam's midfield and outnumber them in those central positions, especially in their first half. Second half, you mentioned, as we mentioned at the time as well, Thailand went 4-1, set back in their own half, contained things, killed the space in behind, and saw the game out.
Like I said, as we see this foul, refreshing, wasn't it, to see Polking sort of say, yeah, that was my fault, I'll take responsibility for that.
At the same time, it could have been 3-0, you know?
Yeah.
With a penalty, big opportunity.
Here's Narubarin. Doesn't quite get across he wants, does he? Tien Lin looking for Ha Duc Chin. Duc Chin's done well here, very well. Still on the ball here, Duc Chin. He's on his own. He's got 4 players around him. He doesn't get the free kick he wants.
Yeah, I thought he got caught by Pitiwat there. You know, the referee was on hand. Incredible work from Ha Duc Chin. I mean, 4 Thai players around him. He's still able to retain possession of the ball. And I thought he actually got fouled there.
Just looking at Park Hang-seo's reaction to that. He was thoroughly unamused by what was on display.
Oh, Mano's desperate for his team to calm down.
Yeah. They surely would have known what to expect. And as we've discussed, Roshan, here comes Quang Hai. Tries to slide that through. Won the corner.
Yeah, they've been in situations like this, and where you've got a lead, and you think you've got a nice, comfortable lead from the first leg, but you absolutely know that the opposition is going to come straight at you from the first whistle. And they would have expected this. But the pace at which it's happening, you know it's going to come. But it's just a matter of trying to ride it out, trying to see it out, and then the tempo of the game starts to settle a little bit more.
No settling yet for the Vietnamese. They are putting the pressure right on. Viet got a touch on it. Still with Vietnam. Van Duk. Chai is there. You can see that run there from Chanatip. Chai opts to play it safe for now.
Well, this is what they want to do in these situations. They don't have to rush these things. So Vietnam wanted to go very quickly. For Thailand, the key here is to slow it down in those moments. There you'll see here. Just calm things down a little bit. There we go.
Happy to go sideways and back. No rush, Patompon. Chanatip. First pass. Asking for a handball there. Well, they'll be delighted by what they've seen so far in these early minutes, the Vietnamese fans.
They've been in good voice. I mean, on the way into the stadium as well, when you're walking in, both sets of fans outside the National Stadium, and, you know, taking photos with each other as well, which is good to see. Friends off the pitch, but the moment the match kicks off, enemies again.
Referee having a word with Tiraton. Now, Tiraton had a little bit of an incident in front of the dugout at the end of that last match, where he went across, and that upset Park Hang-seo. He's a very upset man in the post-match conference and in the pre-match for this leg.
He's very expressive, shall we say. And look, I don't mind it at all. I think, you know, different characters in the game.
It's coloured, isn't it?
It's the story of football in this region. So you see Beer take contact there from Duc Jin. He's not looking at the ball at all, Duc Jin. He's just trying to block off Manuel Beer. Good decision by the referee. Got different personalities on the pitch with the players, off the pitch with the coaches. Just all part of the beauty of this competition.
Let's be to Kritsada. Thailand now trying to get a bit more of a grip on this game.
Vietnam in these phases without the ball. Going back into a 5-3-2.
There's Chanatip's bobbled on him there. Ball, but he's got it away. Narabadin will get there. Tirasin. Oh, did he take the ball away perhaps? From Chanatip. Van Duk on the counter. Here come Vietnam. Now Quang Hai. He's got Tiraton in front of him. Well anticipated there by Kritsada.
I saw a moment there with when Chanatip was able to again just get in between that midfield three of Vietnam. He was able to turn and then play a ball in behind. That's why they got to have a handle on him.